Okay, as you can see by the date time index, it's getting close to 4 o'clock on 26th of the 6th, 2011. I'm here very close to the corner of, this is Worcester Street, and that's the Stanmore Road intersection there. These are the shops that continue to fall down a little bit more on Monday the 13th of February. This is obviously where one place was. I believe this was a house actually. It may have been a shop, I'm not 100% sure on that, sorry. We'll just go down the road there a bit. Obviously I'm on my way out somewhere. I'm just going handheld for this. It's in large part a measure of just testing the battery. This is obviously a whole block of shops that was here, which is obviously not here anymore. One person was killed at the fish shop that was here, and there was a replacement butchery shop for the other butchery shop that fell down in September. And the chemist on the corner that again was damaged but still open after September, but February finished that one off. Absolutely shonky camera work. Still, the excuse for this is I'm testing the battery. One curious thing is we see after the shops are removed, there's a house. There was always a gate in between two of the shops that led somewhere that I sometimes saw people disappearing down. And apparently it was that house there, which is still there. So, had obviously a couple of wee shops in front of it. It looks like the supermarket is open again. It was damaged and closed for a while after February. And although it's not visible from this angle, the fruit and veggie shop, well actually the whole shopping, a little complex of several shops was over there, which just isn't there anymore. The building said the Argonaut. I believe it was an old cinema, but it was a fruit and veggie shop and several other shops. Obviously you're getting all of this in real time. Should we wait for the crosswalk? There we go. Golly, is that camera operator drunk or what? Now this was effectively, it looks like an old post office building, but it was effectively a local community centre used by community groups and arts groups and that. And if we go around the back, you see they've made a bit of a temporary footpath for us here. These shops had all been closed since September anyway, but obviously February finished them off. I believe that little dairy that in Australia is called a deli was still open until February. That's the next intersection there, that's Hereford Street. Yeah, the city blocks in this area, they're about 100 metres north to south and about 500 metres east to west. And so there's that little park. And there is the back of the community centre. And the brick wall at the back had previously largely collapsed. But in February, obviously it collapsed all the more. Let's see if we zoom in a wee bit for that. There's that person, there we go. So I can't really see them saving this building. I think the entire building will be condemned. Obviously you can see by those concrete structures there to the left that they've braced it somewhat, but I can't imagine them saving that building. We'll wait for a break in the traffic and run across the road. Tell you what, the fence hire places have done well out of this for the last few months, haven't they? Let's see, we can probably go right through the look at that, eh? The advantage of one of these smaller type cameras. So, here we go. Just under 6 minutes recording time. Still going good. Golly, it'd be a bastard to heat this place in winter time, wouldn't it? The heater just goes straight out through the walls. Six minutes, we'll stop there for a minute. And just to point that here's a block of shops that isn't there anymore. It was a second-hand white goods fridge washing machine type place. Well, they're not there anymore. Totally demolished. And that was in February. Actually, it was one of the aftershocks even after that part of it more fell down. I see by my indication on the battery that it's probably getting pretty near not going to have much long left, so I'll stop it just there. This is just a view from the other side of the road about the shops that aren't there. I did actually depict these on when I was filming with one of the school cameras back many months ago now. Just stopping again, saving some battery power. And there's the Argonaut that isn't. That was the fruit and veggie shop, as well as several other shops in the same building. It was actually an unusual building. It had access through underneath the building out to the parking area at the back. It sort of straddled a driveway. 7 minutes and still recording. But anyway, that's not there anymore, obviously. That's totally demolished. Yeah. Offhand, I can't remember if that was the February or the September. I'm fairly sure that was just the February one that totally knackered that one and it required to be pulled down. It was, I think, still standing. I do remember seeing the road blocked off here and some workmen getting ready to knock it down. And so getting close to 4 o'clock now, Sunday evening, late afternoon, midwinter pretty much. Bit hard to gauge the colour, as you find them, it's only black and white. But I can tell you there's patches of blue in the sky and patches partly cloudy. Anyway, we'll stop that for now, save a bit more battery power. And this here is just the back view of the that house that was left from behind the shops. Just to point with the date time function, I had to put one of those little $2 shop batteries on it and set that up the other day. Again, as I say, it's hard to get an idea of the actual colouring and that given the black and white monitor. It's the only monitor in the viewfinder, this one. Not modern enough to have the fold-out screen. So we'll just go back to our car.
That's the woman who lost her life in Christchurch.
Yes, I know. Now without a lens hood, which this camera doesn't seem to have at all, probably getting some glare in the lens there. Nothing I can do about that. Haven't even got a hat. I'm getting some glare in my lens too. As you see, this was actually a gun store of sorts. It was a rather part-time sort of gun store. Not obviously not one of Christchurch's main ones. I think a guy might have just had it as a hobby, I don't know. It hasn't been demolished anyway. Oh, the guns are gone. And back to the little car. Oh, as you can see, this is actually a hotel there with pokies, as in poker machines, as in put your money in and flush it down the toilet machines. Very popular in New Zealand, where there's very little regulation on them. And so yeah, this is one of the local pubs where people could lick it up and then go and cause mayhem. And that is actually one on that corner just there. Just as a bit of a fast swing, that one. Just to go back just on that northeast corner of Stanmore Road and Worcester Street is another pub. So that one's still functioning. Has a TAB betting facility there, I think. Not the sort of place I'd be going, but and there we are. So currently we've had 11 minutes of function. The battery's, I think, about to give out, but it shows I can get about 11 minutes on this battery if it's fully charged. So I'll stop that now. Okay, that was the testing cough. As you can see, it's 16:23 on the 26th of June. So far I've had 11 minutes on this battery. Obviously it's just the late afternoon, getting to the edge of early evening there. I can see the glow of the sun over there. I don't know if that'll come out. It's pretty much dead on the horizon, I guess. This is the corner of Knowles and Nancy Streets. This is the Aldred Uniting Church. And even before the earthquake, this church was shared by several denominations, and it's used by the NCC. Not a very extremely poor look of the church there. Still, my excuse for all this bad camera work is that I'm only testing the battery. I just walk towards the street and get a slightly better angle. There are actually 3 congregations that share this church, actually more than 3, but there had been 3 churches, and they had signed a deal to sell one of the others. The deal hadn't actually gone through, but it was all legal, and it was pretty majorly damaged in the earthquake. But the deal was still binding, apparently. But the insurance will fix that for the new people buying it. And the other congregations have come here where they've got the large hall at this end, and there's the small church building at the other end with a kitchen and a little workroom. It was actually featured, well not featured, but mentioned at least in the newspaper about 2 weeks back. They have a so-called men's shed where they've set up a workshop, and the men, retirees mostly, come and do some volunteer woodworking and make up things. A bit of a social thing too, apparently. Well, it's getting close to 14 minutes. The battery's again indicating it's going to die, so we'll just give it a wee breather. Then I'll push the button hard enough. Just while I think of it, this might interest Carol more. In Christchurch there's a limited number of these slightly Art Deco type of houses, and with a flat roof. I guess it's got some kind of bituminous felt on it. And there's Marion. And there's actually one right next to it, right there. And that one, as you see, has got a little 2-storey addition. I don't know if the addition was added later, but clearly that's a bit of a Art Deco-y type style too, with the flat roofs.